Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols with Paul Pierce and Kendrick Perkins. And guys, it's time for a little Jump Summer School. The teams that missed the bubble in Orlando, they need some extra credit. So we are grading their strengths and weaknesses. Producer Carlos has been hard at work. And last time we covered the Knicks. This time we take you to the West Coast to cover the Golden State Warriors. So Paul, give me your grades. If you were going to look at the Warriors' strengths as a team, how would you grade them entering the offseason?
Well, for me, Rach, I give their strengths, their core, an A. I mean, when you talk about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the emergence of Pascal, you know, they have something they can build around looking for the future. And so moving forward, if you come into an off season and you have these guys, I'm like, shoot, if I could put a few decent players, along with Wiggins, don't forget Wiggins, along with a few other consistent players, then they could be right back into contending in the Western Conference.
All right, well, Perk, what about you? What's your grade for the Warriors' strengths?
I'm giving them a B, and here's why. I thought they did a great job with trading for Andrew Wiggins. Look, when you're looking at a guy like Andrew Wiggins, yes, he hasn't lived up to the hype of a #1 pick, but he don't have to be a #1 pick on the Warriors. And I believe with him being that third option guy for scoring right behind Steph and Klay, that he's going to be a Harrison Barnes 2.0. We're talking about a guy who's capable of scoring, averaging 22 points a game. He rebounds pretty well. And with him being in that culture, in that winning environment, and around those great vets like guys like Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, and also great coaches with Steve Kerr and Ron Adams to mentor him on the defensive side of things and bring that dog out of him, I think this is the best situation for him. And I think that the Golden State Warriors struck gold by acquiring him for a third option guy.
I was pausing there for a second because I expected at least one of you guys to mention the fact that they also are going to have a top draft pick. They're in line for #1. That might change a little bit with the lottery odds. But come on, they've got that great core that Paul mentioned. They got Wiggins, as you explained, Perk, and they're also going to have one of the top picks in the draft. I'm thinking that report card should be all A's on that side. But Paul, we're going to get to the weaknesses now.
Yes.
What would you grade the Warriors' weaknesses heading into the offseason?
Well, in the past, the Warriors' strength has been in numbers. It's not there right now. And so I'm going to give them a D, you know, because I feel like the rest of those players in the league, some of them are D-League players. So hopefully with the draft pick they get this summer, they can revamp the roster surrounding the star players that they have and possibly make another title run. Because the rest of those guys, a lot of them were fill-in players due to the injuries this year. And so you won't see a lot of them guys on the rosters next year.
Kendrick, what about you? What are your grade for the Warriors' weaknesses?
Well, I'm giving them a D because of Draymond. Draymond disappointed me this season. I thought, you know, with the injury of Klay and the injury of Steph, I thought he was going to elevate his game offensively and shock the world. With him getting 100+ million in a contract extension, I thought Draymond was going to come out and prove a point. Also, with them losing Kevin Durant, I thought we was going to see that Defensive Player of the Year Draymond, that 14, 9, and 8 Draymond that we seen a few years ago. And to me, he took a few steps backwards. And I think that's why I'm giving them a D, because my expectations for Draymond Green was a little bit higher, and he didn't achieve it.
Paul, what about you?
Well, like I said, I gave them a D. And then, listen, moving forward, they're going to have to do some
You gave them a D. I can't see your grade. That's right.
Yeah. But you got to understand, they're going to have to do some quick turnaround if they want to get back to championship contention. Because they are on the wrong side of their prime. You know, all their core best players are in their 30s now. So they're going to have to revamp pretty fast if they want to be contenders again.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Perk, if you can really give Draymond the idea that he was supposed to carry that whole team by himself with no help and no one around him and everyone getting injured right and left. But you guys are the pros, so I'm going to go with your grades. Your grades are the official ones. Class is over. We're going to be back with more summer school soon.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.